Hi, you guys. It's Brianna Barrow, owner of 𝐓𝐴𝐳𝐬 Accounting Solutions, and we help beauty professionals to organize their finances and scale their business efficiently. And I wanted to talk about tax season, tax preparation, right? I wanted to give a few tips on what you should be looking for as a business owner when it comes to somebody actually filing your taxes, right? So I know usually when it starts out, the number one thing is how much does it cost, right? That's the number one thing. You don't want to pay $500, $700, $1,000. Usually, especially when you're starting out in business, you are wanting something that's more cost efficient. So I want to talk about some other areas that you should be looking for outside of costs. So we're going to talk about 3 different things that you should be looking for. The first thing, you should be looking for somebody that is knowledgeable, right? Knowledgeable about what you do. So not just, performing, do they perform taxes, tax preparation? They need to be knowledgeable about your business model, right? If you choose someone that is knowledgeable about what you do and how you do it and who you actually serve, then they can be a little bit more intuitive and ask you the questions that needs to be asked, right? So for example, I chose to serve the beauty industry because I used to be in the beauty industry, right? So I already know what tax deductions apply to your business model, okay? Once you give me your information, if I say, hey, give me all your expenses and all of your income that you made for this year, usually I'm able to look at that and I kind of know what's missing, right? So find someone that is knowledgeable about your business model, and who you serve, right? And your products and services, all right? Number 2, you want to choose someone that's just not a tax preparer, okay? So as a business owner, I definitely want to challenge you to think a little further, right? Not everyone, but at times I've had a couple comments, even this tax season, where people are like, you ask a lot of questions. I've never had my taxes prepared like this before, right? Because I'm not just a tax preparer, I'm an overall accountant, right? So I can see the bigger picture. So one of the things that I pride myself and my company in is because once we actually do your return, right, we're asking questions, making sure you're not missing anything, but we are actually looking at and asking questions about your goals. I know the number one thing is, how do I pay less taxes or none at all? That's the number one thing. That's going to be a whole nother video, but that's the number one thing. But I definitely want to challenge you. Make sure they're asking you what your goals are. All right. So let's say if you say, you know what, my goal is to write everything off that I can in order to not owe any taxes. Okay, if that's your goal, but are you trying to buy a house within the next 2 to 3 years? Are you trying to expand your business? Because if we write everything off and basically your net profit looks like zero, like you made no money, when you qualify for a house, you're going to have to give 2 to 3 years worth of tax returns. And it's going to look like you didn't make any money if that was your goal. So you want to make sure that whoever is preparing your taxes, that they actually are not only knowledgeable about what you do and who you serve, your products and services, but you want to make sure they're asking you about your overall goal. I've had somebody come to me before and say, I want to qualify for a house, but I can't because of my tax returns. It's because no one actually educated them on the importance of your tax deductions, what you should be writing off, and how. They kind of just plug in numbers sometimes, all right? So 1, make sure you choose somebody that's knowledgeable in your field. 2, make sure you choose somebody that's going to ask you questions about your goals, all right? Number 3, I would also suggest that you choose someone that's not just a tax preparer, but someone that's an accountant as well, because they are going to be able to give you recommendations. When I serve my clients, one of the things I want to make sure is that I'm not just providing a service, but that I'm providing an experience, right? So not only, of course, I'm going to complete the tax return, but I also, before it goes in, I press send, transmit to the IRS electronically, I want to make sure that you understand your numbers, right? So when I send your tax return to sign electronically, I don't want you to just look at the numbers and just say, okay, all right, yep, looks right, sign, go. No, do you have any questions? right? So let me talk about what your goals are, and not just that. Let me explain your return. Here are some areas that you can improve on. This is what you should be doing going forward, right? So you want to make sure that you are choosing somebody that's going to be able to educate you. So just a quick recap. When it comes to choosing someone to prepare your taxes, choose someone that's knowledgeable in your field. Choose someone that actually is not just a tax preparer, but someone that's going to talk about your goals and actually prepare your taxes according to your goals. And last but not least, choose someone that has overall knowledge, that is going to be able to educate you on how you should be moving forward, right? Some improvements, some recommendations, so that you can actually get better. All right. And also choose someone. Taxes is not just one time a year as a business owner. The IRS actually has a pay-as-you-go system. So then you also have estimated quarterly tax payments that you should be paying to the IRS, along with other things to your state and city. If you sell products, you may be subject to sales tax, other types of things. So make sure you find an accountant that can help you every step of the way. Right. And as you get, as your business grows and mature, you're going to need somebody to meet with you monthly, quarterly, to make sure that you are staying on track. Right. And always remember that when you are getting your business return done, that is a actual tax write-off, right? So for example, you should be, if you are a single member LLC or a sole proprietor, when they charge you a price, they're going to charge you one price. So let's say, for example, your price is $500, right? You want to ask them for a breakdown of how much of that $500 is actually going to the business part of your return, because you will actually be able to write that off for 2021 once that tax season gets here next year. Okay, so if out of $500, $350 was to complete your business, you can write off that $350, not the whole $500, but the actual $350 next year that goes towards the money that you spent for your business taxes. All right, so keep that in mind. Find somebody that's knowledgeable in your field, that's going to educate you, and that's focused on your goals. All right, and of course, if you have any questions, you can always slide in my DM, or you can go ahead and click the link in my bio to go ahead and book an appointment so that I can learn more about you and your business needs and how we can serve you. All right, we look forward to serving you. Talk to you soon.